Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I wasn't even gonna make this video today. Today happens to be a day that I usually fast and eat healthy food, but I'm just not feeling it today. I'm not feeling good at all, so I decided that one of the ways to make myself feel better is to eat some junk food. So we're going to be eating some hot dogs and some nachos with cheese. Let's get right into it, man. I'm hungry.
Want them in a plate with the cheese separate or on top?
Huh?
You want me to put the nachos and the cheese on top, or you want to dip the cheese?
That's a good question. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is best?
I like to dip mine.
She's asking if she should put the nachos in a plate and then put cheese on top of it, or maybe if the nachos should be separate and then the cheese should be separate. And I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, that's not what I had planned for today. Today was going to be get home, get on the stationary bike, or get on the treadmill, and walk for like 30 minutes. It was supposed to be a really good day today. With all the negativity that's been going on lately, I wanted today to be a positive day, like a kind of like a glimmer of hope. Sorry, she's waiting for my answer. Let's put the cheese on top of the nachos. I was gonna say let's put the nachos on top of the cheese. I guess that's an option too, right? You can put like the big ass bowl of cheese, and then you can just like drop all the nachos on top. So are my eyes crossed when I do these videos, guys? Because sometimes I feel like my eyes cross. So like, if I'm ever like talking to the camera and like my eye goes to the other side or something, let me know please in the comments, because I don't want that. If that's gonna be a thing, I just won't do YouTube anymore. I'm wearing my my Bears sweater, salute to service NFL sweater. Got a few years ago. No, like 5 years ago, right?
Oh, wow.
Back when I was thinner. I was thin. Then during the pandemic, I gained like 30 pounds. I gained like 30 pounds during the pandemic. And then this didn't fit anymore. So I put it away somewhere and recently discovered it. Anyways, look at these nachos.
I discovered it.
My wife discovered it, or so she says. Look at those nachos, man. They look so good. Nasty headache today. Annette, let me tell you something. I never get headaches. Never. Like, I can count on one hand the number of headaches I've had in the last maybe 10 years. I just don't get headaches. And, recently, a few weeks ago, my ear clogged up. Again, it had clogged up a few months ago. Got it drained. I got medicine for it, some like steroid medication. Well, it's happening again. Ear pain, clogged up. A few days ago, I was fatigued as hell, just down and out. It was supposed to be a workout day. Wasn't able to do that. A few weeks ago, actually had to put my dog down. So we went to the vet, put him down. It was the little white dog. His name was Coco, and you see him on your screen there. And I went to go put him down. I guess his cancer diagnosis, we hoped was a false diagnosis, but he wasn't getting any better. So we had to make the ultimate decision. And if you've ever had to do that, it is not something easy to do, man. It's one of the toughest things that you'll ever go through. I don't cry ever, and I cried like a baby, like I lost like my best friend or something, man. It was horrible. Don't wish it upon nobody. But he was kind of a part of the channel. It kind of spoofed, where he would attack me on videos and stuff. And the sound bites you would hear would be his bark. But I don't know, it ain't gonna be the same using that in the future going forward. It'll probably haunt me if I use that sound clip anymore. So I don't know. We'll see what we do with that going forward. Got one of these what they call a battle bottle, just like a big old military bottle. I love this thing, man. This thing is great. Holds all my water. Has a carry strap on it. Man, this thing is the best, man. Well, look at this hot dog, man. It looks so good, doesn't it? It's so good, man. I promise you guys. Recently I went to anyways, I'm sick. I don't feel good. I've been stressed out. I hate not working out. It's supposed to be my workout day. I had to put my dog down recently. I have 2 dogs left. And it hurts, man. It really hurts to do that. It's not something fun. 2025, man, it's been kind of a rough start. I was thinking about getting a new car this year, maybe a new truck. And the cars I have right now, they're like super old, like 17 years old. And recently went to the mechanic. Got like $300 worth of work done on it. A few weeks before that, I had like $200-300 more of work done on it. And this time they were like, "Hey, man," and I noticed like my wheel was kind of like shaking when I brake. That's been happening for like a year now. Like, I just let it go. I'm just like, there's just no point. I've tried to fix it so many times and it doesn't get fixed. I don't know if these mechanics are lying to me or what the heck they're doing, but it's always one thing after another. And now this time there's just a whole bunch of issues. It's like, well, there's like some bearings inside the thing, and we're gonna have to replace that. But if we replace that, then we gotta like align the whole wheels, and your back brakes are not braking good enough, and it's like, well, how much is this gonna cost? And they're like, well, it's gonna be like 1,000 and something. And I'm like, man, you think I'm like, you guys think I'm rich or something? Like, it's ridiculous. So I was like, I've been thinking about getting a new truck for a while. Well, getting a truck. I don't have a truck. But then like now Trump is talking about tariffs on steel and parts that come from Canada and Mexico, and some of these parts go into some of the trucks I'm looking at. So it's like, that's going to be more expensive now. It's just a bunch of stupidity like all around, man. It's just craziness. At least these hot dogs are really, really good. Pardon me, guys, while I'm very like, in general, I'm a very optimistic person. I always look at the bright side of everything. And that's just the way I've trained my brain over the last 10 plus years. Ever since I picked up my first ever Tony Robbins book, which was it was Money, Master the Game. And then I picked up a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I picked up those two books in 2014 when I was living in a one-bedroom apartment in Melrose Park, Illinois. And the rent was like, what was the rent? $500 a month? Maybe? You remember? In the apartment in Melrose Park? What the rent was? $700 maybe? And the rent was real cheap. Apartment was crappy. We weren't in the best neighborhood. We only had our dog Coco at the time. He was about 3 years old at the time. My son was like 3, about to be 4. And it was just us. And back in those days, I had to work like a part-time job. I used to work in a freight company, and we would unload freight trucks. And I would get paid like 10 something per hour. It wasn't like minimum wage, but it was only a part-time job. So it was only like 4 hours a day. And so I was like a forklift driver unloading trucks. And it was a fun job, but it's Chicago, and when you work in a freight truck company, they leave all the dock doors open because you don't have time to be putting the door up, putting the door down. They were just really old-fashioned doors. So in the wintertime, we'd have negative 60-degree wind chill days. So you'd be in your forklift in the docking area, and there'd be snow pouring onto the dock. You'd be driving through it. I would get to work and have to literally sweep snow off of my forklift before I could start working on it. So that was not fun, and I did that for maybe like a year and a half, close to 2 years, while I went to school for my associate's degree, and I ended up getting that, and we ended up moving to Texas. That's where we're at now. But around that time is when I picked up those two books, and it really helped my mindset to be more positive. And ever since then, I've only had a handful of times where things just have not gone my way, and I've been super negative. I can remember 2017 was a year that things kind of fell apart for a little bit, but then they picked back up towards the end. And so for 2025, man, it's been that kind of year. Just everything just kind of getting screwed up. One of my cousins died recently, and he died of he had diabetes. And ironically, I'm over here doing these videos, knowing that my that side of the family is susceptible to diabetes. So pretty ironic that I do a video like this and talk about that. That could be the future. Who knows, right? Nobody knows. I like to think that, I do fast and I do eat clean on days that I'm not doing a video. So what you see is not really what my life really is. Most of the days I'm actually eating pretty healthy and clean and working out. So I like to think that kind of makes up for some of the things I do on this channel. But man, hopefully, my hope with this video is that I can look back on this in a year or 5 or 10 or 20 years, who knows, right? And I'll look back and this will be a period of time that it was just temporary. We were just down temporarily before we got up and rose to the top. So that's happened a lot of times in my life where I was down and out, and I look back 5 years later and I'm in a way better place. So I think this is going to be one of those kind of videos, but you never know. This headache is killing me. I think the more I talk, the more bass that's resonating throughout my skull is making my head hurt even more. So I might cut this video short here soon and finish this off camera. But yeah, it's 2025, February 2025. I'm thankful for all my blessings that I have in my life. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. And you guys, hopefully you guys join me in this journey, and we'll look back together, man. Maybe 5 years from now, I'm one of the biggest YouTubers out there. You never know. So don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see what the future holds. But see you guys, man. Take care.